Hello, good morning. Let's wait for, thank you for attending to today's webinar. Let's wait for a couple more minutes to see if there's more people joining, and then we will start all over, okay? So let's wait for 2 more minutes. Thank you. Okay, good morning to everyone. Thank you for attending to today's webinar, Solutions for Power Substations. Okay, just to let you know, the session is being recorded. So what we will do after the session, we will send you the link to the video and also a copy of the presentation for your review. Okay. My name is Alvaro Mocholi. I'm responsible for international sales of Grecom Technologies, and is going to be the person that is going to conduct today's webinar. Okay. Okay, so let's start all over. Okay, the first thing that I would like to do is to do a very brief introduction of our company. Grecom Technologies is a company that is specialized on developing real-time analytics, and we are very specialized on thermal imaging. That is our biggest expertise. Although we also have solutions for optical spectrum cameras, but I will say it's 75 to 80% of all the solutions that we have developed are developed for thermal or thermographic cameras. Okay. We have over 30 different analytics, which cover different lines of analytics. Okay, and then we export our products to over 64 countries worldwide. Okay, and then one of the I will say the key advantages that we have is that we have the entire chain of value. That means that we have our own R&D department, which is responsible for developing our solutions and also for customizing the solutions for some of our clients. Also, what we do is we do OM developments for some key clients. So that is also one very good thing to take in consideration. Also, we have a department which is in charge of the integration of our solutions with existing DMSs, existing security system cameras, and so on. And then also what we do is, I mean, together with the price of the license, what we do is we offer a turnkey solution. That means that whenever we sell one license, we set it up, we configure for you, fine tune it and adjust it. And until the solution is not performing as the customer is expecting, we will not stop. Okay. Then also we have our pre-sales and after-sales department and project maintenance, which is in charge of guaranteeing that the solution is working as expected. Okay. These are the different lines of analytics that we can offer. So we have solutions for perimeter surveillance. We have solutions for safety. marine surveillance, traffic. On traffic, we are very specialized on tunnels for road tunnels, and then also we are very specialized on railway tunnels. Okay. Then we also have solutions for fire prevention and detection. We have solutions for healthcare, especially to detect people with a high temperature. And then we have solutions for the automation. So we have like for oil and gas and any kind of industry, we have solutions. Face recognition for the access control. And then also we have solutions for forensic. Okay. So let's start with today's webinar. Okay. As you guys know, I mean, most of the substations are located on remote locations or outside most of them outside the big urban or metropolitan areas. Okay. So one of the problems that we have found out, or our clients have been sharing with us, is that to maintain all these substations is very costly from the labor point of view, okay, because you need to have a team which can supervise or maintain X amount of substations, okay, so this is a team that is constantly moving around the different substations that they manage. Also, they have like a high traveling expenses because I mean they have to send with the van with the people, so they have like expenses on food, expenses on traveling, and so on. Then also there is high equipment cost because I mean they need to have like a kind of like a stock of all the spare parts that all the on the substation, so they need to keep always a very large stock just in case that something happens. It's very difficult to control the force, the employees, because most of the time are aboard, they're traveling. Okay. Then also the performance of what they do is late reaction, because basically what they do is they monitor the substations, they take the information, and then they react based on that. Okay, so sometimes this late reaction causes some failure or some problems that might interfere on the performance or on the yes, on the performance of the substation. Okay. So this is, I mean, this is the problems that most of the clients that have been approached us for this type of solutions, they have been sharing with us that are the most common ones. Okay, so what we did is we developed a solution that what we can do is we can monitor the substations from a remote control center. Okay, and then what we can offer is 4 different solutions. First of all, we have the access control that we do it with a face recognition. So with this solution, basically what we can do is we can certify what employees come in, at what time come in, and then how much time they spend inside or working on each one of these substations. Okay. Also, we have the perimeter security just to guarantee that no one jumps in or enters illegally into the substation and threats the performance of the substation. And then also we have received a lot of demand to detect the small animals inside the premise, because sometimes it might interfere or they may get electrocuted inside the substation and might affect the equipment. Okay. And then also what we do is we do the temperature monitoring. This is very key. I mean, as you know, most of the maintenance teams, what they do once they get into the substations, what they do is they monitor with a handheld thermal camera or thermographic camera the temperature of the transformers, the temperature of the switches, and all the equipment on the substation. And then what they do is they just like take the measurements and enter into a database. Okay. What we do is we offer a solution that we can monitor 24 hours, 7 days a week, all the key elements of that substation. Okay, so what we can do is we can monitor it, and then we can see if there is any alteration and any movement or any threshold on those key equipments. And then what we can do is we automatically save that information into a database. So we can do is we can see on throughout the time how that equipment is evolving. And in case that we see that it's overheating, that means that that equipment sooner or later is going to start failing. It's going to failure. So what we can do is we can monitor all that from a remote point of view. Okay. And then the solution that we have is the okay. And then one last solution is to monitor the level control of all the oil, fuel, gas oil, and so on. Okay, so basically what we do is we digitalize the clock, and then whenever it reaches a critical point, automatically we send it to the control center so they can refill the deposit of whatever material is. Okay. So this will be how the structure works. I mean, you will have, like, in this case, we put 6 substations, but we have projects that are over 1,000 substations, and all of them are controlled to the control center, and everything is monitored from 1 or 2 control centers. So that is a big saving cost on traveling, on employees, force, and maintenance, and spare parts, and so on. Just to give you an idea, I mean, with one of the projects that we did, we are right now working on, is the approximately cost of sending one person to each one of the substations is about $2,000. Okay. So in a project, that means that each substation, the cost of sending the right team to monitor and to maintain it will be something close to 24,000 US dollars just on employees, traveling expenses, without including all the equipment, spare parts, and so on. So that means that for a project that is, let's say, 1,000 cameras, we're talking $24 million per year just to send the employees and to take all the data from the substation. With this with all these solution, basically what we do is we monitor all of them, and then the return on investment, we calculated that it can be between 2.5 to 3 years. So after 3 years, I mean, the cost, I mean, has been reduced drastically. Okay. Okay, now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna introduce you each one of the solutions that we propose for the substations. Okay, we have for the security, for the perimeter security, we have the perimeter lookout. Okay, again, this is a solution that has artificial intelligence. That means that we can auto-classify and we can discriminate all objects by morphology. Okay, so we can classify vehicles and persons, and then also what we can do is we can discriminate animals, vegetation, light changes, shadows, or raindrops. Okay, this solution has multiple detection rules. We can have intrusion, line crossing, prowling, and abandoned object. Okay, so so depending on the facility, what you can do is you can have any of the rules running simultaneously. This solution is compatible with any IP cameras available in the market, okay, with optical and also with thermal, okay. And then right now it's integrated with Milestone, although in a very short term it also will be integrated with all the main VMSs like Genetec, Telco, Avigilon, Axis Camera Station, Chameleon, Cathesics, Latitude, and so on. Okay. Here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share with you a video, okay, on how this solution performs. Okay, as you will see here, there is 4 cameras. On the far left, it will be 2 cameras with very low contrast. Okay, and still we can detect it. The one on the middle is very shaky due to the wind conditions, and the one on the right, it is very far away with also very low contrast. So you can see the camera is a little bit on a fast move just to make it shorter. And you see the numbers beside the overlay, that means the percentage of accuracy. That means if he classifies us as a person or as an animal, what you can do is you have like a percentage of accuracy. Okay. Now we're gonna move to another solution, which is the transformer monitor. Okay, so here basically what we do is, for example, here you have the plugs. So this is a server room. Okay, so these are the plugs to the network, and then as you can see, there is 3 boxes on it. So basically what we do is we take the maximum, the minimum temperature, and then we come out with an average temperature. Okay, so this information is what is being recorded on a database, so we can see how each one of the components of the electrical appliance or electrical equipment is evolving throughout a period of time. Okay, so the transformer monitor, this is specifically designed to detect temperature thresholds on equipment. Okay, so basically what we do is we monitor in 24 hours, 7 days a week, each one of the components, and then what we do is we retrieve all that information, record it on a database, and then you have like a kind of like a dashboard where you can see how that component or that spare, that part or that specific part of the equipment is evolving on the temperature throughout a period of time. Okay. This is the temperature reading is done in real time. So this is, I mean, you can check out on real time. It is available for fixed or PTC cameras. I mean, for the substations, most of the cases we install PTC cameras because it is, I mean, thermographic cameras, as you guys know, are quite expensive. So if we work with PTC cameras, we can cover a much larger area with just one camera instead of like installing multiple fixed cameras. Okay, this solution has the simultaneous radiation and distance configuration. This is very important because, I mean, depending on how far or the distance of the object, you need to calibrate the temperature reading. That means, I mean, an object, the energy dissipates with the space. That means the farther the object is from the camera, the less accurate the camera is going to be able to read the temperature because the energy is going to be dissipating with the space. So just to give you an example, it's not the same to check out one object that is 100 degrees at 20 meters away that one object that is 100 degrees at 5 meters away. I mean, the 5 meters away is going to be very accurate reading. When you are 20 minutes away, 20 meters away, sorry, you need to recalibrate the system in a way that all that energy that is dissipating with the space, you readjust it. So you have like an accurate reading, okay? And then also you have simultaneous temperature and behavior analysis. So that means, for example, in case that there is machinery moving inside or there is vehicles on the field of view of the camera and so on, doesn't generate any false alarms. So we have like a very high percentage of accuracy. Okay, and also you can have analysis offline. Okay, when we record the photograms, the frames, or the pictures, I mean, we record it on a raw format. That means that you can move the mouse around all the objects that are on the S scene, and then you can figure out the temperature of all those objects. Okay. Then we're gonna go with the next solution, which is the face recognition. Okay, with the face recognition, and we can offer a solution that we can guarantee a 99.87% of accuracy. This is something that has been certified by the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST. Okay, follows all the privacy or like privacy protection laws. Okay, so all the information is being encrypted, so no one, unless he has the credentials to access to the database, will be able to view or to share information about the faces that are being recorded. Okay. The average response is less than 100 milliseconds, okay? And also the structure, the architecture can be on-premise, cloud, or hybrid, okay? Is compatible with all the operating systems like Windows, Mac, Linux, and Android and iOS. Okay, and then also one of the key advantages that we can offer is that the processing capacity is about 20% less than competing solutions. Okay, so for the substations, what can we offer? Okay, from the monitoring point of view, what we can do is we can detect mass detection, social distances, occupancy management or congestion prediction, which will be also the same. Suspect detection, so that means, for example, imagine that is one employee that is no longer hired, but also we have not updated the database, so we can detect whenever that person has tried to enter into the facility. Okay, so also we can have that direction analysis, so we can see how people are moving inside the facilities, and also we can generate some heat maps. Okay, this is a contactless solution, so basically there is now, given the COVID situation, is also is key. Okay, and then also we can have the multi-factor authentication. So that means that imagine that right now there is one employee that goes with a helmet, with glasses, and with the mask, and sometimes it's quite difficult to recognize the face. So what we also develop is kind of like a sticker with a QR code, and what it does, it reads the code and then matches with the face, and then in case that the matching is correct, allows the entry into the facility. If the matching is not correct, it blocks the entrance. Okay. Also, from the facial recognition, we can have access control, VIP recognition. So we can have subscription and activation of new customers or new suppliers. So imagine that there is one of external or outsourcing employee that coming into it. So what you can do is you can register and allow the entrance. You can also do recognition of suspects, as we say before, and then we can detect liveness and anti-spoofing notification. Right now, what we do is we will put a video. So what we can do is you can see how the system detects and discriminates the images, real images from let's call it from pictures or videos and so on. So as you can see, when the system detects that it's a real face, automatically what it does, it puts a green heart on top of it, so it recognizes a real face. And now, as you can see, we put a picture, and then automatically we are detecting that this is not a real face. So automatically, you see the heart is in red and is with a cross, so it will not allow the entrance.
Grecham Technologies, your partner in video analytics.
Okay, so all these solutions, I mean, where we can view and manage all of them. So we have these VMS, this our platform. Okay, so there is a solution where we can manage all the data and all the information that we are receiving from each one of the substations. Okay, so what is this? What is the difference between this VMS and all existing VMSs that is on the market? As you know, most of the VMS is available on the market. The main functionality is the recording and the saving of all the alarms events that the system is generating. Okay, so we go a few steps further with with our VMS. Okay, and that is we have artificial intelligence incorporated into the VMS. So, and then also we have deep learning. So what we can do is what we can offer is just like kind of like a smart search. Okay, so first of all, we can offer like a map view with a smart presence. Okay, so what you can do is you can add maps, and then what you can do is always, as long as the person is on the field of view of the camera, what you can do is you can track it throughout the facility and know how that person has been moving around. Okay. Okay, and then you have a video view with a spotlight. That means that, I mean, as you are recording each one of the cameras, I mean, and then you select a given period of time or date or hours. Okay, you have the video clip, and then you have kind of like a spotlight. Okay, that you can move through the video in a very friendly and accurate way. Okay. Then you have you have the timeline with the smart presence. Okay, so this is a playback timeline video that provides thumbnail-based browsing of video and highlights people, vehicles, and overall motion separately. Okay. Then you have the smart search. This is the one of the key advantages that I believe we have versus some other VMSs available on the market. And that is that what we can offer is you have kind of like a filter where what you can do is you can search through all the cameras that are connected into the system by gender, by color, by face, by the clothing, by this the type of object, and so on. Okay. So for instance, imagine that we have like a facility that has like, I don't know, 20 or 30 cameras. And then what you want to do, want to see how one given person has been moving around that facility. So basically what you can do is you can upload the face of that person and then put it on the smart search. And then the system will be searching for that face through all the cameras on that given period of time that you have chosen to search for. Okay. And then what I will do is, I mean, we will give you all the outcome, we'll give you all the information of all the cameras that have been recorded that phase. Okay. Then also you can have occupancy counting. So in case that the maximum number of people that is allowed inside one facility, whenever you reach the maximum, automatically will block the entrance. And also you can know the exact number of people that is inside the premise. You can have heat maps, so you can also know how people is moving around the facility, where they're spending more time, and so on. Okay. Then you have the secure sharing of recordings. So once you select the video that you want to share, that video gets encrypted unless the other person is authorized to view it, will not be able to see it. Okay. Then you have a single view, so that you can access through the system through any laptop, smart tablet, a smartphone or tablet. Okay. Configuration is extremely simple. I mean, you have a smart recording. If there is not movement, there is no moving in the facility, the resolution of the camera gets reduced. So we don't consume as much recording capacity. Okay. And also it can be integrated with access control devices. And then also is you have your own app, so you can access the system through any of the smartphone or tablets. Okay, so this will be pretty much the architecture. In case that you use our cameras, you will be connected directly to the cloud. Okay, the good thing about these cameras is that they have the analytics and the recording is embedded into the camera. So you are not sending the full stream into the cloud, consuming all the bandwidth of the internet connection. So everything is being recorded locally into the camera, and then you access through the cloud to that recording device and view all the information. Okay. In case that you have a system or you have a facility that has already an existing cameras, it can also work. The only thing is that we will need to install what we call it the cloud connector, which is a server where all the analytics and the recording capacity is being downloaded into that server, and that server is the one that connects to the cloud. Okay. Here I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share with you a video with a search tool.
Welcome to AvaWare. Today we're going to cover search. Search is a tool that allows us to search for specific events that may have occurred across one or multiple cameras. This allows us to search for things like the appearance of a person or a vehicle, a line cross event where a vehicle or person has crossed a specific virtual line that we've drawn, loitering events where a person or a vehicle may have been stationary for too long in one place, indicating something like an idling vehicle that may be outside of a loading dock or outside of an airport, or a person that may just be acting suspiciously in an area that they should not be. We can also alert on sound detection, and this leverages the onboard sound detection in our AvaWare cameras that can detect things like glass breaks, loud noises, smoke alarms, and many more audio models that are being added with each release. So, for example, if we were to create a line cross search, what we can do is we can choose what kind of objects we want to search for. We can stick with any or go down to a specific person. This person can be specified based on gender or based on the attire that they're wearing in the top or the lower quadrant of their body, and you can combine both colors as well, looking for people in uniforms or based on a description that was given by a third party. We can also leverage an image. If someone has captured a cell phone image of this person or vehicle, we can upload that in order to do a search based on these detections. Then we can choose where we want to do this detection. So this detection can take place, for example, on a camera in a parking lot. It could also happen inside of a building. So if we were looking for people that may have been in front of a register, we can choose one or multiple cameras and then choose the line that we want these objects to be crossing in order to qualify for the detection. We can choose the direction of travel of this object. And in the case of something like a convenience store, if we're just looking for anyone that is walking out, as this person just did in this example, we can unclick the entering direction so that we're only looking for the direction of travel out the door. And then we can choose the time period that we're searching for. This can be anywhere from specific minutes down to a block of time that may be days or hours. And in our case, when we're just looking for the last 30 minutes worth of search, we're presented with all of the events that correspond to our search criteria. So in our case, we're looking for people that are exiting. And if I highlight over that video, we're going to see the people that are exiting. I can click into this video to see it in greater detail. This will allow me to see not only the event that occurred, but the object within our floor plan as that user exits this building. I can then click to act on that activity. But we can also see in our parking lot as a person was crossing that virtual line that we created. So this allows us to very quickly get to the events that matter to us and then act on them. These different video clips that we have captured here can then be exported. So we can take the relevant information by clicking the plus, and we can choose to share or save. So we can export this as an MP4. We can share this as a publicly accessible link. We can bookmark it so that these video clips do not get deleted by typical retention. And of course, we can also do similarity searches if we want to look for people that are similar to the objects that have been detected in these environments. Now, you're also presented with the ability to create a rule. We have a whole nother section dedicated to creating rules based off of searches as well as other parameters. I implore you to check that out.
Okay. Once we saw this, I'm gonna share with you some of the key success cases that we have implemented throughout these past years. Okay, from the defense and law enforcement, we have done the projects with the FBI in the US, installing the VMS and the cybersecurity system. Also for the NATO headquarters in Brussels, we do the access control for detecting people with high temperature. And here in Spain, we have the NATO military base, which is called Rota, which is a US and Spanish military base. And then we do all the perimeter surveillance and seaport surveillance and airport surveillance. Okay. On the oil and gas industry, we work with companies such as Saudi Aramco, Repsol, Cepsa, Spanish companies. Okay. And then critical infrastructures, we have done, for example, the airport of Madrid, international airport of Madrid, Valencia port, which is the largest port on the Mediterranean by container traffic, Trio, which is a nuclear plant here in Spain. From the telecommunications, AT&T in the US, Etisalat in the Emirates, Hitachi in the US, Telefonica in Spain, Facebook in the US, and then and so on. Okay, so these are some of the success cases that we have implemented our solutions into. Okay, and this will be the webinar for today. So here you have my contact details. Also, in case that you are interested on having a demo license, you can access through our website, or just contact me directly, and then we can organize a demo license of any of the solutions that we just introduced today to you. And then in case that you have any questions, you can activate your microphone, or you can do it through the chat. So please feel free to ask whatever you think, whatever you want. Also, right after the presentation, I mean, in the next couple of days, we will send you a copy of the presentation that we used today for the webinar, and also we will send you a link to the video of the webinar in case that you want to go over the recording over the video. You're welcome, Alexis. Okay, well, in case that there is no further questions, once again, thank you for attending to today's webinar. Here you have my contact details in case that you need any further information from us. So please feel free to contact. Once again, thank you, and then take care. Bye-bye.